What happened when my uncle tried to steal my inheritance? When Grandma died and left me everything, her house, investments, even her antique jewelry, I knew Uncle Garrett was going to lose his mind. The estate was worth $2.3 million, and he'd been circling like a vulture for years. But what really got him was the clause. I'd get it all on my 25th birthday, just 6 months away. Garrett, he got a vintage tea set and a handwritten note that said, "For all your fake concern over the years." The man looked like he got slapped by a ghost. Vivian, he sputtered, turning beet red. She dropped out of law school. She doesn't even have a job. She's not stable. Mr. Henderson, Grandma's lawyer, just calmly said, "Your mother was of sound mind when she signed this. The will is airtight." Garrett's wife Cheryl looked ready to faint. I'd overheard her planning a European cruise 2 weeks earlier, talking about redecorating the lake house like it was already hers. "There has to be something we can do," she whispered to Garrett. "Oh, there is," he muttered. I wasn't surprised when 2 weeks later, I got served. Garrett was petitioning the court to have me declared mentally unfit to manage the estate. His proof that I dropped out of law school after a breakdown, had too many cats, I had 2, and was paranoid since Grandma's death. He included anecdotes, me canceling plans, zoning out at family events, even buying organic cat food as irrational behavior. He even got Mrs. Henderson, the nosy neighbor, to write a statement saying she saw me talking to invisible people. I'd been gardening and chatting with my cats. The hearing was 3 months away. I had time. And what Garrett didn't know was that Grandma had warned me. One night, lucid between morphine doses, she grabbed my hand and said, "Garrett's a snake. He tried to get me to change the will. Don't let him win." So I got to work. I started acting exactly how Garrett expected me to. At family dinners, I laughed randomly or stared at the wall. I stopped brushing my hair, wore old clothes, let dishes pile up. Garrett started dropping by to check in, and I gave him a show. "The walls are listening," I whispered once. "They know about the inheritance." He couldn't resist sharing it with everyone. "She talks to mailboxes now," he said at one family gathering. But I had hidden cameras all over the house, recording every smug little visit, every manipulative comment, every fake act of concern. Then I took it further. I answered the door in a robe at 3 p.m., claiming it was morning. I stacked newspapers, wrote grocery lists that said things like "Destroy Garrett," and pinned them with red string next to conspiracy clippings on my wall. I talked to my cats about government surveillance. Garrett brought in a psychiatrist, Dr. Morrison, who owed him money from poker games. I did my research. The guy's license was under review, and he was known for lazy evaluations. When he showed up, I gave him a masterclass in fake psychosis, rocking, whispering, crying about how only cats tell the truth. Dr. Morrison later told Garrett, "She's delusional. The court will see that." I recorded that conversation too. Then I hired Ruby Chen, a private investigator and former cop. She tore Garrett's life apart, found out he was drowning in debt, owed money to the IRS, booked a $200,000 boat assuming he'd get the inheritance. Ruby even found forged documents. He'd signed Grandma's name to take out a shady loan. She also uncovered something wild. Garrett offered my cousin Derek $10K to lie in court. Derek recorded it and gave it to us. I contacted Garrett's ex-wife Rita, who hated him, and she came through with gold, bank records, audio of him bragging about conning elderly relatives, a confession letter from their divorce. 3 days before the hearing, I called Cheryl. I told her I had evidence Garrett was planning to leave her once the inheritance cleared. The docs were fake, made by Ruby's techie nephew, but Cheryl didn't need much convincing. She folded and told me Garrett forged my signature on medical forms, felony number who knows what. The morning of the hearing, I walked into court with clean hair, a pressed suit, and the confidence of a woman with a fully loaded flash drive. Garrett looked like he saw a ghost. I handed the judge everything: videos, statements, financials, audio recordings, and the whole psychiatric bribery tape. First, we played the Dr. Morrison audio. The courtroom went dead quiet. Then came the evidence of Garrett's fraud, the bribery attempt, Rita's tapes, and finally, Cheryl's confession. Garrett snapped. He lunged at me in open court screaming, "That money should be mine!" Security tackled him as the judge ordered a criminal investigation and dismissed the case on the spot. Click the full story to see what happened next.